afternoon, 8th graders. We have temporarily kidnapped your teachers and infiltrated your scheduled assembly on dress code compliant footwear to bring you the following public service announcement. Over the next several minutes, you will see a series of tips and tricks to help guide you through your upcoming 4-year nightmare. So, pay close attention while we change your life. Presenting for the first and only time, how to succeed in high school without really trying. As a fellow high school student, let me be the first to say that this situation is not ideal. But I'm very glad that I have friends and family and teachers to support me through all of it. And I'm very glad that most of the general population of the American education system can laugh about how some parts may not be as good as other parts. So, that being said, this is How to Succeed in High School Without Really Trying by Jonathan Rand. Lesson 1, Homeroom. Now, the beginning of every student's day is the simplest. Yet there is one crucial component that must be handled with great care. Attendance. Missing too many days can lead to troubles, which is why we recommend a simple workaround. Legally change your name to what? Now that your name is what? If you can't make it to roll call, no problem. Your trap has already been set. Erica Weinstein? Present. What? Present. Jennifer Wilkins? Present. And just like that, without breaking a sweat, you've got yourself a devoted and completely unaware accomplice. Thanks, Erica. Lesson 2, English. Now, there's one rule to English class. No matter what you say it with 100% confidence. Example, whenever darkness, blackness, or an albatross are mentioned, simply raise your hand and say, that's a metaphor for death. And no matter what literature is being analyzed, if there's a mother in it, mention Freud. And no matter who the protagonist is, whether they're religious or not, always compare him or her to Christ. And finally, whenever possible, use the word juxtaposition. Here's an example of something you might say in English class. It's positively Freudian how the novel's Christ-like protagonist is juxtaposed with the albatross of death. Lesson 3, Math. Now, math is hard. Way hard. So hard, in fact, that cutting corners isn't really an option, which is why we say, if you can't beat them, join them. Here's how. Step 1, identify your math partner. This person must be, without a doubt, the best at math in your class. You're looking for a very specific breed of student here, so selection process is key. Allow us to demonstrate. Subject A. Note the higher than average definition of subjects' arm muscles. This likely means a disproportionate amount of time is spent in the weight room. And you know what they say, if he's willing on his pecs, he ain't solving for X. Physique test, failed. Subject B, socks, match scarf. Style test, fail. Subject C, subject's 5 o'clock shadow and barbed wire tattoos clearly indicate subject is well into his 20s. That means this is likely his 3rd or 4th year taking basic algebra. Age test, failed. Subject D, now below average physique, attempt at matching yellow and purple, and suitable age range, as evidenced by the Dora the Explorer lunchbox. Therefore, said lunchbox could also imply at least one skipped grade. Ladies and gentlemen, jackpot. Step 2, use complex strategic maneuvering to arrange a social interaction. Hi, you want to go out? Yes. Step 3, automatically master math through osmosis. By merely spending time with your new math partner, math expertise is effortlessly attained. Literally, when you hang out with your partner, Equations and theorems will literally seep into your pores. In no time at all, you'll be a math expert with no effort and in very little time. Lesson 4, foreign languages. Now, today's foreign language will be French. However, no matter what language you take, the recipe for success is still the same. Now, if you don't know what to say, just rattle off random words anyone would know. Example, here is a student's presentation on Parisian travel. Bonjour, bonjour, oui, Paris, France, garçon, petit garçon, soup du jour, à la mode. Merci beaucoup, encore, encore. That's all it takes. And in the rare event that your teacher doesn't buy it, you'll be prepared. Monsieur, all you did was rattle off random French words anyone would know. Touché. Lesson 5, science. Now, some science teachers use what are known as mnemonics to help students memorize scientific concepts. For example, to remember the taxonomic classifications of kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, and species, all you have to remember is King Philip came over from Great Spain, a mnemonic, an expression that is regularly shows up in everyday conversation. Hey Carl, what's up? Oh, King Philip just came over from Great Spain. Cool, see you later. However, we found that some of these old-fashioned and outdated mnemonics aren't good for you, which is why we recommend new and improved versions. For example, to remember the kingdoms of Monera, Protista, fungi, plants, and animals, simply remember, my pants feel pretty awesome. And just like that, you'll have passed science class. Lesson 6, history. Now, what's the hardest part of history? Memorizing those dates or moments in history. How many revolutions and wars and treaties have there been? At least 4. So, here's an example from an actual American history exam that shows our technique. When was the Battle of Appomattox? A, 1861, B, 1863, or C, 1865. Notice a common thread among these dates? That's right, they all start with 186. And odds are, the last digit is the only one that varies, which is why when you're studying, you only need to remember 2 words, Appomattox and 5. By eliminating 75% of the answer, an hour-long study session now turns into a 15-minute study session. And that concludes our final lesson. We hope that you will take some of our advice into account and succeed in high school with flying colors. And if you don't, sorry. This has been How to Succeed in High School Without Really Trying. You're welcome in advance. Thank you.